What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Unassisted podcast, episode number 8. We're getting pretty well into these episodes now. And yeah, we're continuing on the kind of prep series. Obviously, as both being in prep is kind of the trend for now, talking about prep related kind of topics. And this one's going to be on show day and what to expect from a show day. What does it mean, like show day? What's it like? What are you going to experience for first timers going into a show? Or just talking about our experiences of the day that you compete, the day that you've been kind of thinking about for months and months and months. 25 plus weeks is finally there. How do you manage it? How do you deal with it? What to expect and how to make that day go positively? Because I think it's a pretty important day for setting you up moving forwards within your bodybuilding journey. But before we get into that, Elliot, how are you doing? All good?
I'm good, man. I'm good. You've caught me on another high day. Well, I say high
Just
day, but yeah, it's like an extra 200 grams of carbs today. Just because I hit a pretty big
that's
new
quite
low
good.
this morning. Yeah, it's all right. I hit a new low this morning, 94.2 kilos this morning.
That's crazy. You're gonna have to
Yeah,
send me some shots over because it's quite impressive to be fair how well you've prepped yourself like on your own because do you send photos do you ask any opinions? No, you've just done it yourself really, haven't
I
you?
haven't. I've just done it myself, and I've
Yeah,
just.
yeah. You're
But I
not
feel
like
like I feel like I am very quite level-headed. Although I have, like this week, I've kind of looked at my physique and I've been like, am I gonna be ready? But I feel like I'm on pace, and I'm also going by previous preps and what my body weight was like then and how it compares now. And so
yeah, this is why I was like I need to see photos because that's substantially lighter than you were last time.
on stage, yeah, man. Like the lightest that I got in 2023 was like 90. It was 93. It was like I think 93 something fully depleted.
Oh,
I'm in
okay.
so much better condition
Right.
now. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
much better condition now.
So the real magic would be kind of like when you're like 92-ish,
Yeah, I
maybe.
think around there. Yeah, potentially.
Well, actually, it depends. Maybe not. I'll have to see the shots. I find like honestly, when you get close, like when you get that close, like Tom has stayed the same weight pretty well. He's like half a kilo lighter, maybe on the lowest in the last like 8 weeks. Like,
Mhm.
but just way sharper. So I think when you get there, you kind of just that last change is really slow. Yeah. So maybe you'll be low night. Yeah, maybe like the high 93s, something like that. You have to see how it kind of changes from here.
That's the thing. That's why I kind of put in that high day because I basically just want to try and spend this week around the 94s and just see what that looks like and if
Mm.
that gets better. And if it does, great. If it doesn't, just push a bit more. See the 93s, do the same again at 93. I think 93 I'll be good. In my head, I was like 94 is probably going to be all right, but I think 93 for the first show would be fine, to be honest, and then just peak my physique basically from there. But yeah, man, it's honestly it's fun. Coaching myself has been so fun so far, to be
Mm.
honest.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's impressive. I mean, it's testament to your ability to coach because coaching yourself is definitely harder for sure.
Mm.
Considerably harder than coaching someone else because there's no biases in your head. It's like when you get to a position where you need that food drop, your brain's going to try and talk you out of doing it. Like, oh, just give it another day, wait for the low, or you know, it's difficult. So to do it on your own is it's impressive. Um, yeah, it's good.
How about
But yeah,
yourself? What's been going on?
yeah, all good. Doing well. Prep's moving good actually. I was 79.3 today. So big low. And feeling a little bit more, but not badly at all. It's actually like barely like prep to be honest. Like not really noticing it. It's been very, very smooth, very easy. So yeah, it's going well. Going well. No high days. I only have one set of high days so far, but that's kind of appropriate for this phase of prep. Obviously, you're in a completely different position of prep. So I'm sure when I'm 7 weeks out, it's a lot more regular, the eating up to then come back down. But right now, just pushing along. We really want to get ahead whilst I can. It has hit me a little bit. Training's been a little bit more difficult this week. Just that lack of when you get, especially machines that are like heavy in the short, and you just can't. fight it.
Yeah.
Those sort of machines, you just know you're lacking glycogen to do the work. But outside of that, it's been relatively okay. I think like it's not too bad for how much I've dropped and for where I'm at. But I think I'm probably close-ish to filling up soon. We'll see. Yeah, but
Nice.
got a little bit longer than you. Yeah,
Nice. Nice.
7 weeks, 6 weeks, 6 weeks.
Just under 7 weeks now. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Seven
yeah,
weeks. So, yeah, no good spot, to be honest. I just want to compete now, though, to be honest. I've been prepping since January. I just want to get on stage and like start my season, you know?
yeah. I bet. Yeah, it's been a
So,
while.
yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
watching these shows like pass by. I just want to get on stage and see what I
Mm,
actually look like on stage.
mm,
Yeah,
yeah,
honest.
yeah. Of course.
Well,
Yeah, nice. But yeah, so anyway, on the topic of show day, yeah, we're just gonna kind of cover like how to kind of manage your stress on show day, what to expect, how to approach that day, and what a show will typically look like for first timers. But then just kind of also just talking about kind of our experiences. What would you say? Do you have any interesting memories from a show day in particular? Something gone wrong, something just interesting that's happened, or anything that kind of makes you think, yeah, this is something to prepare for? Or,
mm, no, nothing horrendously wrong. I feel like I had, well, a bit personal there. Had a show there. I had a bit of like a, I had a bit of a bicker with Bridie on
oh
show
yeah,
day. Yeah, like get into a bit of an argument. And that kind of just increases your stress a little bit on show day, which obviously you don't
yeah,
want. Do you know what I mean? But I've not had anything that's been like disastrous on show day, to be honest. Um, I'm normally pretty chilled. How about you?
yeah. No, I think it's all been relatively smooth from what I can remember. I think I do remember once, like with my first ever coach, just hit the show day experience was very interesting because he was so old school. He'd make me carve up on like crazy amounts of calories so close to the show, which makes no sense. Like glycolysis uptake is so delayed, and you just get watery in the process.
Yeah.
But I remember like he put like a burger, burger fries, stuff like that. So I was at McDonald's having like this burger and fries, and the coach was really chilled and whatever. And I get back and I'm like, what? Like I'm meant to be stepping on stage soon. So like it was so rushed. It's like, what's that meal doing? And I was stressing. I was pumping up really quick. And I stepped on stage, just looked watery as hell. Probably because of the stress, last minute stress,
Yeah.
cortisol spikes up, and then you just retain fluid. So please, the first thing I would suggest to anyone is be at the venue on time and just stay there. Don't think you can just go on a wander. Um, One thing I do notice a lot of people not understand sometimes is, and I know people say elevating your legs, like an old school thing. Maybe it is, maybe it's not that important, but like don't just treat it like a social event and you're just walking around the whole venue, chatting to everyone. You're just on your feet all the time. You're just walking everywhere. Because I guarantee I've seen it. Like I've seen it with clients, people that walk around loads, they step on stage, and like, your legs are literally just inflamed and tired. What are you doing? Like
Yeah.
you're meant to be chilling out. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you spent so long doing probably so many steps and moving about, and you think there might be if there's anything else that you can do to maybe, I don't know, you just can't settle yourself down. But the honestly, the best thing you can do is just nothing. Like just chill
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Just like select something on your phone on Netflix or Disney Plus and just sit and just watch it and just do nothing.
Yeah, it's good. Good
Um,
idea. I've
yeah,
never I've never been able. I don't know if I could watch something. I feel like I'll be too distracted.
but
But it's
yeah,
probably a good idea. One thing that you could do if you have got restless feet is just do a round of posing. Like that's the only thing I'd recommend out of movement, because posing is great for just like moving fluid and getting like. If I have a client look a bit watery in peak, I'm like, let's just pose. Let's pose. Let's go, and then
mm,
everything will shift. It's just moving things into the space you want. But that movement's fine because you're just contracting, you're not contracting the muscle, but you're push like kind of using the muscle, pushing, putting blood into it. But like actually walking on your legs, like doing that type of activity is not helping your quads. Like that's not pushing blood into the quads in a good way. It's just impact. So, which is going to build up inflammation. So posing is a good thing to do if you have got restless feet and you're like, I don't want to do something, you don't know what to do. That's probably what I'd recommend. Maybe just listen to your posing tune so you know that, and it just eases off the stress. I mean, you don't want to be stressing about your routine too much because it's not even judged.
Mm.
Uh, have you sorted a routine yet?
I have, yeah, yeah, I have. I
Nice.
have. I need to actually
Cool.
submit the song to the PCA. But yeah, I
Mm.
do. I
Yeah,
do.
yeah, nice. I've got a plan. Yeah, this is the thing. Like, do it ahead of time so you don't have to stress about it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You don't want to. Some people can do it because they don't get stressed about it. And if you can, great. But you don't want to get up there and just wing a routine and then
No,
just standing up there like, what could I hit? Because it's not a good look. And then you get
it's
stressed. And then,
yeah. Before you're just gonna be like, even you're like, I don't care about the routine. When you're like, oh, I actually don't know what I'm about to do. Like, you're gonna
yeah,
be subconsciously you're gonna be stressed. Um, I think also going back to the point I said about posing, do rounds, but I wouldn't actually. I try and avoid practicing your routine endlessly because if you're moving around a lot, doing like the squats and the front, what's it called when you're on the floor and doing that? Like
to
I don't
that.
know, but some sort of squat front double, like that's just gonna fatigue your legs. If you want to practice your routine, one thing that I do, I think is really useful is you can put your song on and then like if you're doing like a front double side chest, you can just go
Yeah, literally.
just so it's just a memory test. Like the main thing around your routine is remembering what your next pose is after the next pose.
Right.
That's the main thing that people worry about. I think, like, well, for me at least, I'm worrying about like, will I remember to hit this pose at the right time? So you can listen to the song and just like, okay, side chest, front double, then I turn, that's all you need to do to practice it. And then you just implement what you've been kind of thinking about. If you want to practice it on the day, that is, yeah,
Yeah, do you watch Terrence Ruffin on YouTube?
yeah. Well,
He
not enough on YouTube, but yeah, sometimes depends.
he basically showed the build up to the New York Pro. And I think he made his routine like a couple days before, like yeah, like 2 days before. But he basically would write down a pose and then have it in his head, write down a pose, write down a pose. Then he would basically practice the pose, do the next one, practice, do the next. So he'd end up doing like 20 rounds if there's 20 poses in his routine. But he done it in like 2 days, which is crazy to me because his
Yeah.
routines are like they're just incredible.
But you know what? The thing is, you know what he would practice all the time is like just general posing. So the transitions are all like he'll already know exactly how to transition from which pose to which pose. So then he will just
Mhm.
piece them together in any order he chooses, and he can just implement it like that because he's just his job is well he just practices you know the transitions, the routine kind of side of it without the actual like this is my set routine. I think that's
Mm.
probably what he does. Yeah. But yeah, when you're that good, it's easy to do that.
For sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so no last minute posing, because you're probably not Terence Ruffin. And if you are, what are you doing at a UKDFBA or WMBF show?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. What else is the whole tanning experience obviously is can be an interesting one if you're not used to it. Like the whole wearing a sock on your cock sort of thing is
yeah.
that's a funny one. I actually have a funny story about that because when I did what was it? So like usually they give you a sock, you wear it, whatever. But then when I was at the Worlds, they just didn't do socks. I was like, okay,
Okay.
yeah. I was like, okay. So like no one had socks, like, but it was just normal. I was like, this is just weird. So I was just
Mad.
the worst part is like do you know how cold it is when you get tan and you stand in front of this freezing cold fan? It's like the worst time. Yeah. So that was not that was not that was not fun. That was an interesting experience. If that was my first experience, that would have thrown me off. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Did you see that statement that the UKDFBA came out with?
Yeah.
Guys, can you not walk out into the public with a sock on your knob, like on your
Yeah.
knob? Because,
Yeah.
we're like near a school. And Oh my God.
I love the photo as well. Lee just got a photo of a sock, just wrote the caption. But I mean, it's fair enough. Like, that's not on. Like, if you do that, it's in my opinion, it's weird. Like, I've never even ever posted a photo on Instagram of me wearing a sock.
Man,
Yeah, I
I
won't
don't
be
think
doing
I could do it, man. I don't think I could, like the bare cheeks and just, I just don't know if I could do it.
Yeah. You know what is weird? I hate to say it, is when someone that's not shredded, like someone that's not got straight glutes, does a glute pose and thinks their glutes are in.
Yeah,
Then it's just weird.
then
Because like
it's super
when you're
weird.
so pilled, it's freaky. It's like not weird anymore. But when you're not freaky, it's just your ass. Like that's all it
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
It's weird.
100%.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, if you're gonna do it, at least be so gnarly that it doesn't even look normal.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
You know?
Like, do you remember Corin's updates? Like,
Oh
just
my God,
they-
what the fuck?
yeah,
Yeah, mad.
yeah,
She'd do like the freezer pose, like back, and like she'd put her arms out, and
yeah,
and I was like, what is that? Yeah,
yeah.
wild.
Crazy.
Do
Mm.
you always get tanned by the provider of the show? So like A1 or PCA or like W.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I always have. But yeah, I think that's the best. I think the thing is with like that is even if there was a town that might be better than the others, I think you just need to make sure you do what most people do because then you're not stood out. It depends how bad the normal tan is. So like for example, I had a client, I thought he was doing the A1 tanning. That's what I thought he was doing. He did BNBF. The tan that he applied himself, dark as,
Hmm.
usually doesn't look the best. It looked really good on him, to be fair. Great. But then when you go to a normal show where the tan is like the spray tan, he decided to use the dark as. And it looks so noticeably worse than everyone else. It's like, that's not what you want. You want to be similar to everyone else. So,
Hmm.
yes, it's about having a good tan, but it's also about like having the appropriate tan for the lighting that they've set up in the show, you know, which is important. So yeah, just try and be consistent with it. But yeah, with BNBF, I think the Pro Tan might be the best option for that show, not the Dark As. Depends for me because I'm super pale. If I was doing that, then yeah.
The for my shows recently, well, in 2023, I was using dark as. But again, I think because I've got dark skin, I kind of think
Mm.
that that worked quite well, to be honest.
Yeah, it did. It looked really good on Divine when I did it on him. It looked so good on him. To be fair, it just makes you look
Yeah,
shiny. Yeah,
exactly that. Exactly that. I felt like the A1 tan for me is a bit light. It was almost like I just put on like cocoa butter and like that was it. I didn't really change in complexion. Do you know what I mean? I didn't get more
yeah.
separation or so. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. I definitely recommend if you're especially if you're a first timer, just go with the tanning service though, and then obviously you can
Yeah,
decide from there whether or not it's a better look for you or not.
yeah. Well, also something to mention actually is with A1 at EP.8. So with Tom, he has a massive tattoo on his back, but when he competed, no tattoo whatsoever. Um,
Oh.
it's crazy. The tattoo cover was wild. Maybe I could find some photos actually, see if I can compare because it's nuts. Like, and when she put it on, like people were skeptical, saying, "Oh, well, it's going to cover the detail." And I thought maybe it would, but honestly, you could not see it at all. It was just crazy.
That's
So,
wild.
right, let's get up. Yeah, let's get this photo up. I'll share my WhatsApp and then people can see. So this is AJ and Thomas, they're next to each other, which is pretty cool. Yeah, right, there is a huge tattoo.
Wild.
Huh? Yeah,
That's
because
wild.
yeah, there's a huge tattoo here. Like an absolutely ginormous tattoo on his traps. To the point I was like, yeah, we need to work on traps. No, he doesn't. His traps are great. um, yeah, look, so this is what 1 day post show, maybe.
Insane.
How mad is that? That is
That's so
absolutely,
insane.
yeah. So yeah, crazy. Um, that huge tattoo versus
That's
Yeah,
actually really cool. You can also still see all the detail in his back as well, which is amazing.
yeah,
It's like they've literally just erased the tattoo off his back. That is
yeah,
wild.
yeah. I think AJ's tan's a little darker. Tom's is lighter because the I think they're probably trying to match the tattoo cover to the tan because they
Mm.
said that it can't be too dark from it. So
AJ's tan there does look really good. It's like golden almost.
yeah, so it is. I think they just didn't want him to be as dark.
Yeah,
Yeah. He's actually looking crazy good now. Let's send me an update. Oh, why is it not working? Hold on. Yeah, this is today. We're 3 days out from the Worlds. Fullness is pretty much there.
yeah, wild. Wild. He posted a some training clips, I think today or yesterday. He looks
I think
nuts.
he's flickering back to the same. Yeah, crazy. Hmm. I think he's going to have a chance of winning, to be honest.
I hope he does, man.
World title for team power coaching would be pretty cool.
I hope he
Yeah.
does.
And it should get a pro card, realistically. Yeah. Considering it was that close to beating AJ, it was literally split decision.
PMBA pro card, that would be this one.
Yeah. Yeah, the Worlds, yeah.
Sweet.
Mm.
He looks really good. Speaking of shows, I think we mentioned about having a look at the WMBF show. Um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that was just on. Jordan was doing men's physique. It was a really good. I thought it was a pretty good show, to be fair. I thought it was well ran. I thought it was really well ran. Um, from my client's perspective as well, because I had a coach pass, so I was like following them backstage. It was very just clear for them what they needed to do and what time and so on. The people that were running that were very, very good at it. I actually thought they ran that really, really well. The show was ended at a good time. It was run decently. The Yeah, the show was quite efficient. It was well ran for sure. So that was good. Only thing, well, there's two things. Is the lighting. I didn't like the lighting too much. The lighting looked weird.
yeah,
I'll be honest. The tans were going back to the point about matching the tan to the light. The tan was too dark for the light, that's for sure. But then the lights were like white. I don't know. There was something weird about it. And in certain positions where people stood, they looked better, and other positions worse. So yeah, so I'll get up the shots from with my client actually, because you can see the lighting and see how it was. And yeah, so is it? Yes, Jordan Dimensity. By the way, this was like way earlier than we planned. We planned this a few weeks ago. His main show's the one you're doing. But yeah, look at so that's why the conditions a little bit more to bring off. But look at the light, like weird.
check the fullness though through his chest and his delts.
Yeah, he was brimmed full, to be fair.
He looks very full. Yeah,
Yeah.
his chest is like hanging off of him. Fair play to him.
Yeah, it was a really good look for where he was at. Like, yeah. Um,
Just a bit tired for sure, but he looks really good. Yeah, he looks great. His shape is good.
yeah, for 6 weeks out from the main one for men's physique, we know like this is where he needs to be, in my opinion. So it's gonna be good when he comes into that one. Maybe actually he was so close to getting the overall. It was actually the closest overall. I thought he was gonna win it, to be honest. I was really like, oh, come on, please say his number. He's gonna say his number, but he didn't. So it was so close. It was between him and this guy. He had crazy roundness and stuff, but by next to him, he was just like, way wider, way bigger, and the back as well. So it was very close. It had to be. I would love to hear the judges' opinions on that one. Um, yeah, but yeah, it was a decent show. I thought it was a lot better than the last one, that's for sure, because the last one ran so late. This was a big improvement. So yeah, it's good. I would say the standard wise, maybe a little bit worse than the UK FBA for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. The Mikey ended up winning the overall, didn't he?
Yeah, and he was good. He was good for sure, but Yeah, I think the standard was a bit worse.
I
I mean, it was first timers only, so that makes sense.
Yeah, like first time as a novice, I think. Um, but I think that's kind of another thing as well. Like at least they had this show well run. There's a lot of these shows where the timings are just so off. They, like you said, last year they got it quite wrong. Like I think it was going
Yeah,
until
I was way wrong.
closer damn near midnight last time.
Yeah. So they've improved that, which is good. The venue
Yeah.
was good other than the light as well. But yeah, I mean that like UK FBA is obviously the kind of top of the game in my opinion. It's always well round. Ben's always doing it. Ben Howard, and he's so good at it entertaining
Yeah.
people at times. It's so well run, especially in that venue. It just all works so smoothly. And that show was just great. The line was great. But yeah, both two pretty good natural shows recently, so that's exciting. Very excited for PCA Naturals when you do that, and I'll be there, see what that's like. Because I think PCA are pretty well run. Yeah,
So I've heard. I think yeah, the only reason I'm really doing it is to experience the PCA because I've never done a PCA show. So I'm like, oh,
yeah,
I wonder if it is actually really good for the athletes or whatnot. So yeah, we'll
yeah.
see. We'll see.
It's good.
Great
It's good. I
lighting,
don't.
man.
Yeah, the line's really good. Yeah, really good. Yeah, yeah. I don't mind like all these natural shows as long as there's like a pinnacle somewhere that everyone knows is the best. That's the key part because the PCA is like there's no pro show for the PCA yet. There's no prestigious element to the PCA. So where is the best of the best?
Hmm.
There's so many feds, it just gets confusing at a certain point in time. Um, but that's why AJ show MBW is going to be good because any pro can enter. NBF, any pro can enter. I like that. I like the fact that it's just open to all feds. They need to do that more. Maybe when you get more PCA pros and if they start hearing about the MBW, they come over and then they've got all these different pros and different feds, but then there's like one top of the top show. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I want to try and last to get to AJ's show, to be honest. I've been thinking about because I actually
Yeah.
really want to do the amateur show. I'm still an amateur by then. But I'd really love to do that show. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's just a
Yeah.
while. I'd need to have a bit of a break in between somewhere. Hopefully my body would hold together.
Well, then if you do that, then you will be against my client Dean at that one.
There
Yeah.
you go. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Bound to happen at some point.
Bound to happen. It's bound to happen.
I can't get away from you coming against my clients, though. It's just annoying. Like, last time, Richard.
It's always gonna happen, man.
Yeah, it's part of
Always.
it. I guess when you're a busy coach, you're going to have clients come against your mates and your business partners or whatnot. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it'll be cool. It'll be pretty cool to see. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm excited to be honest.
Mm.
Um, I think we do have very similar physiques in terms of what's strong and what's a little bit weaker, I feel.
Yeah.
Um,
No, actually, I really agree with that.
yeah,
Really agree.
we're both long-limbed as well. I think he's got a little bit shorter limbs than me, but relative to our own heights, I think he's quite
Yeah.
long-limbed.
And then the muscularity aspect, he's 6 foot and you're probably a little bit sharper than he is for sure. He's well, 2 days ago it was 89.8, today's 92.2. Which one are we taking? Yeah, that's the rapid backload we did.
Jesus.
Let's just say 89.8 because what weight are you lowest?
Well, lowest 94.2. I think
94.8. So yeah, if
first and
he's six
fourth, I could
foot,
take myself to 96, 96 and a half, I reckon.
yeah. So if there's like a 4 kilo difference and you've got 4 inches on him,
Yeah, he's not as tall as me. So
similar, yeah. But how much? Love to do proper maths here and figure out how much like your skeletal frame weighs and what's like. I
yeah,
guess it varies, doesn't it?
that's the
Very
thing.
quite a bit potentially. I think I have the lightest skeletal frame ever. Like, I think I'm made of aluminium.
Yeah,
So
you
what
are.
were you quick? Were you good at quick at sprinting? Like, were you fast?
Yeah, when I was younger,
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. I was as well. I think it's because I was so like joints are so small and I'm just light. Like,
Yeah, yeah, just
yeah,
naturally very like nimble.
yeah.
Yeah,
And I used to always get injured playing rugby. Like, I was very high impact, like physical, but I'd always something would go wrong with me because I'm just light and just I was
yeah.
never that heavy. Like, I was never that heavy when I was playing rugby. Um, yeah, I think I don't know. Well, I don't know. What weight would you, if you saw me, what weight would you think I was 79 kilos right now?
No,
Yeah.
no. I've had some of my own clients say to me, uh, "How are you the weight that you are? You look heavier. You look a lot heavier." As
But
in,
then I think people don't get how much, what I get now? I put my weight in like a reel just because it's funny to do.
of
And then
course.
but then I have people comment like, "Oh, you're pro and you're 5'9" and you weigh that. I'm 5'9" and I weigh 10 kilos more. I think I've got a good shot this year of turning pro. I'm like, what does that mean? And I click on his Instagram and he's just like really out of shape. I'm like, but then they also go, I'm 12% body fat. I
Oh
feel like
no, bro.
anyone that's ever said I'm this percent body fat on social media are wrong and they're just like exaggerating the point. Like whoever comments that accurately, like for you to comment, I am 12% body fat on someone's
100%.
post. Yeah.
Always overestimate how like lean they are all the time. Like for most people, 10% body fat, you're gonna be pretty peeled if you're 10%. Like
Mm.
people aren't just walking around at like 10% like Gen Pop. I go to gym, I'm just walking around at 10%. Yeah, I think people massively overestimate how lean they are, to be honest. But
Yeah,
yeah.
to be fair, my client Adam did a DEXA scan. His percent was 3.5. Yeah.
Oh
He
my
literally did a
God.
scan, it was 3.5.
I've got the Ronnie Coleman numbers. God.
Yeah. Yeah, it was lower than I expected.
That is lower than, yeah, that's low, man. That's
But I
wild.
think for him, he has glute striations, but his glutes are like pretty small. I don't know if you're watching this, don't take offense, but he knows his glutes are a weaker area, but he's still got striated glutes because they were literally, I think his body fat was that low. It's just yeah, he just yeah, it's pretty low.
Yeah, man, it's wild. People, yeah, it's funny. People are saying, "Yeah, I'm this body weight, so I'm gonna." That's just not how it works.
Yeah, yeah.
How does that even?
I get people do it a lot. They think they can beat me because they're heavier than me and they're my height.
Yeah,
I'm like, what are you seeing? Like,
it's not how that works. Do you know that there's a guy called Keon who exists, who's like
yeah,
208 pounds, and
like
he's
Sean
literally the
Carida.
best bodybuilder. Yeah, they're literally the best bodybuilder on the planet is like 70 or 80 pounds lighter than Samson. Like it's
Yeah.
yeah, it just doesn't matter. So
Mm, yeah,
yeah,
sure. Yeah, that was a good chat, but we have got sidetracked from the show day discussion. But I think what else?
I was gonna say, what's your kind of strategy for pumping up? I think we spoke about this before, but I guess just to let everybody else know, like, what's when someone's backstage, a client of yours, and they're on in an hour or 30 minutes, what's your approach to pumping
Yeah,
up?
that's a good point actually. I would get someone to start pumping up like 30 minutes, 40 minutes before, but just maybe the first thing you do is just get a bit of a light blood flow to your weakest area and just get that moving a bit. Like arms, last minute. Even if you've got weak arms, you can probably not last minute, but you can do that a little bit later because it's not going to create much effort to get an arm pump. And if it is,
Mm.
then you're flat. um, yeah, I would avoid doing things that are going to make people sweat loads, or I mean, you shouldn't be sweating much on stage anyway, but you know, just body weight squats or like loads of press ups and stuff like that. Just it's just too much effort. Just keep it simple. Have a band, do some lat rows, wrap it around something, get your lats warm first. If for a lot of people, well, for me, especially my lats are weak. I genuinely think all I'm gonna do when I pump up is like some sort of pullover for my lats, and then some lateral raises.
Yeah,
Uh,
go it.
those two, width from the front and the rear, because yeah, I find like getting a pump in certain areas can actually take away from how I open up. Like whenever I train push, I can't open up well. My back looks worse. My lat spread looks worse because my front lat spread looks worse because I'm not getting the movement through the lats enough, and my delts are tight. So I've got tightness in my delts. I can't wrap round enough, and that's just
Mm,
come from having this all pumped. So I avoid this, but it is very person dependent, like what you pump up. But yeah, like I said, posing is a great thing to do between. So I'll get someone to pump up a little bit, and they're like, right, let's pose. Now we go back to pumping up, and like don't overdo it. Like yeah, don't overdo it because you might actually start flattening off a bit if you just start training really hard.
yeah, yeah, 100%. I To be honest with this season, now that you mentioned it with your back, I probably won't actually do that much pump work for my arms because when I train my arms in my sessions, like me hitting a front
Back, yeah,
double, yeah, like it just throws things
yeah,
off. Like I get
I,
cramps and like yeah,
yeah,
just
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
just one set of curls and then I'm done, to be honest.
I actually, yeah, I think I might avoid my arms. To be fair, I think I might avoid it. Yeah, because like I remember when AJ looked at me at Ultraflex, it was like before arms, and my
Mm,
front lat spread looked really good, and like my front double, because it's like I can just feel especially in a front double, my arms take over from my lats. So if this is really pumped, this looks smaller. And that's something I don't
100%.
even think my lats are that weak. I think my arms just are so much, so like quite round, and especially in this pose, like it just makes my lats look small. So
Mm,
just focusing on the lats is for me, yeah, definitely. If you have strong arms, you don't need to then pump them up. Yeah. But then you have people where their lats make their arms look small. So then for them, do more arms. Um, but yeah, I think laterals and lats, a little bit of upper back, but I think if you do loads of upper back, it's harder to open up in certain poses because you've been retracting so much. Yeah.
yeah,
And maybe some mobility work if you do get tight, like some sort of mobility exercise to open up could help.
definitely like yeah, like rotational work to help with your quarter
Mm,
turns and like your side
that
chest
one,
and
100% that one.
external rotation of your shoulder.
Yeah.
And
A lot of people struggle when they hit a back double. They struggle to go like, they struggle to do that.
right.
So yeah, just practicing that is really important. You know, being there. People, how many times have you seen someone hit a back double like this, and then everything
100%.
looks messed up? Yeah,
Yeah.
I think a back double bicep is probably the one pose you could cook up. Like you can ruin the most. Like you could literally just butcher that pose so badly if you just your arm position's off. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. True. Yeah. True as both of those back poses, rear lat and rear double, I think.
yeah, yeah. But I've just seen some people hit some back doubles that just look so much worse than they could do.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Pump pre. Do you use pump pre?
I
I
have
I don't
before.
think it's a be all and end all, but yeah, it could be useful.
I don't think, yeah, that's the thing, man. I feel like if you've honestly peaked really well and you're full, like the pump will be enough. Like the little pump up will honestly be enough when you posing. I don't think you taking that pre is gonna give you loads extra. Maybe if you want to add in a little bit of sodium before you go on stage, maybe. But
Mm, mm,
even then, like you don't really want to risk worsening your look. If the look is good and you've peaked really well, just pump up and get on stage, you know?
yeah, yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, I think avoid caffeine. Like, I don't mind caffeine on show day in your routine, but avoid smashing a pre-workout before you go on stage. You're looking like this, where you'd rather be composed than like frantic and aggressive.
Oh
You're
yeah,
just gonna
caffeine's
sweat. You're gonna be
crazy.
out of breath. Yeah,
Yeah, stim pre-workout before stage is absolutely crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, don't do that. No way.
But people do though. Like people do.
Wow. Yeah, no, please don't do that. That's yeah. Imagine like trying to compose yourself and not sweat. You've literally elevated your heart rate. Probably pre-stage. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
no way.
Oh yeah, and definitely don't do MV pre because then you get banned as well.
Yeah, every pre has what stimulant does it have in it? That
Dimethylene, DMA.
yeah, something like that. Yeah, man. It's just have black coffee. Keep
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
uh,
100%. Nice. Well, I think we've covered most things to be fair. Do you think there's anything else worth mentioning or
you so is it your client that competed at the WNBF is
yeah, well yeah, Jordan did the WBF. Um yeah, that was the one that I showed actually. So he's doing PCA 27th of June. And then obviously but yeah, this weekend's Tom at the Worlds,
big
as I
up
mentioned.
Tom.
So yeah, that'll be good. I think yeah, we'll see what happens, but I think he's gonna do well. But yeah, we got Tom and then Jordan PCA with Josue as well on PCA in men's physique. And then that is season A over. Then season B, I've got like 15 plus.
My God.
Yeah,
Damn.
gonna get busy. Gonna get busy. Yeah. But how's your clients doing? You got
Yeah,
that
yeah.
junior Ollie looks crazy.
Ollie is getting there. Yeah, he's 13 weeks out now. Um, yeah, he looks good. He looks great. On track, to be honest. Juniors. He's gonna do the BMBF qualifier first on the 6th of
I'm actually
September.
oh let me get
To be fair, you might, yeah, you actually, I think he's already on my page, to be honest.
yeah.
There we go. Yeah. He had a posing
Oh,
session with Christian, the other day. That was him at 13 weeks out. I think 13 or
crazy.
14 weeks out. Yeah, he's very good. He's very, very good. And they'll be doing the WMBF, um, and the UKDFBA as well for the
Yeah.
end of the season. But yeah, man. Yeah, and just strong as hell. Still squatting like 200 kilos for reps and
Really?
yeah,
Mad.
man, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
You just posted this. Is this you now?
That's literally a shot from
Nice.
today. Yeah, that's a shot from today.
Because you're in an anterior tilt. Or,
No, no, no.
oh, you get that adductor pop in a posterior tilt.
Yeah, man. Yeah, my
Damn.
legs have grown. Like,
Yeah.
so
Because is that looks like an anterior tilt.
yeah, that's just like lack of mobility and just poor hips.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's today. So we're getting there.
15 kg difference.
Yeah. Yeah. I think honestly, I think like
Doesn't look like
one
it. Like it does. It looks like less. Do you know what I mean? Like
that's what I was saying to you before. I think it was on like the first episode of the pod that we done, or when I spoke to, or the one we done with AJ, where it's like when you're tall, it's so deceiving. You can think that you're carrying the weight well, but then because you're just so long, when you have so much like going on, it just it takes more than you think when you're taller, I
no,
think.
yeah, yeah. With taller athletes, I just double down on like how much they need to pull off, like
Yeah.
just to be safe. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Well, yeah, I think this is a good episode. Actually, it's been good. We'll think of. I think we're going to run out of prep topics soon, but then we'll. Well, I mean, we've had off-season topics too. To be fair, recently has been a bit more on a trend of peak week show days, um, that sort of stuff, post show. But yeah, anyone got any good ideas for topics? Let us know. If anyone wants any specific area discussed, and yeah, let us know. And also, if anyone wants us to answer any questions, we haven't done any or haven't put up anything in on the stories, but maybe
Mm.
if anyone comments stuff, we can get back to them for sure. But yeah, I appreciate everyone watching as always. Podcast is going well. We're going to keep it coming. But yeah, thank you for the support, guys. Hopefully, everyone has a good rest of your day. And yeah, we'll see you soon.
Sweet.